There's one thing this city's taught me. You can put a price on anything. Secrets, reputations, a life. And trust? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. But then I suppose none of that matters when you're me. After all, when did I ever pay for anything?
Alright, this is the prologue to drop. This is kind of the introduction into the game's mechanics. Different features are implied right off the bat. We are playing Garret, the Master Thief, and as he mentioned, when does he pay for anything? And that is absolutely correct.
Too much light. Let's make it a little more cozy in here.
He pays for nothing. He steals it. And he's very good at it. So, what we did here is this game has multiple features. Light mechanic. If you're in a light source, which I should have showed that first, so we're going to mosey on over here. If you're in a light source, you're easier to be seen. So what you have to do to mitigate that is extinguish light. And now you're more or less harder to detect. Now, further along, the light mechanic will be demonstrated through some feature shows. But one of our side objectives is to steal everything for gold, to buy upgrades, buy resupply. There is a noise mechanic. I'll show you real quick. This spot right here, if we accidentally run over it, it makes a bunch of noise. So you have to be careful about that. It will alert guards. Thief difficulty, making noise doesn't completely alert them. They'll kind of make some gestures or a verbal notion. Like, oh, there was a noise. And that's pretty much about it. Unless it's extremely loud, they will investigate. So let's talk about this game real quick and its graphics. I'm running high everything, shadows, texture, and it looks beautiful running at 60 frames per second. What I'll probably do is put my specs of my computer into the description and put a benchmark link for it if I can remember to do that, or remember how to do that for a benchmark. So yeah, the cinematic was in-game cinematic. You saw the game on a pan view, which is brilliant. So now let you know how the game runs while it's trying to render everything at once. The civilians are highly detailed, as you can see, round and about. I mean, they're looping, but you know, they are being perceived really well, which is great. So, anyways, we're gonna get into the game. We're gonna open this window, hold E, and hold E to, no, actually tap E to lift it up. So, and this is the common entrance for our Thief Garret. You can hit C to crouch, WASD for movement, mouse for viewing. Pretty much standard any RPG MMO control setup. It's there. So we enter this room, bunch of birds. We'll get into that later.
Someone's a bird lover. That painting's more my taste. I should take a closer look.
And like I said, Garret will talk, and I'll try my best not to talk over him. So here's this: move your mouse or use the movement keys to find or to feel for a hidden switch behind frames, behind the frames. Press E to trigger the switch. So you can use the WSD to navigate along the picture frame, which I recommend using the movement keys instead of the mouse, because the mouse, depending on your sensitivity and the amount of room you have, it's a little annoying. But anyways, so this switch right here, you can hit E to trigger it, but note it's never the same spot for different game saves. It changes. It could be to the left, it could be to the right, it could be on a different, it could be all the way down here. So it's never the same spot. So you can't be like, oh, I know where the spot is every time. No, it changes. It can spawn. It can be triggered from all the way from one corner to the other. It's just wherever it's located at that point in time. So we're gonna hit E. We're gonna open this thing up. I remember my first playthrough. Probably not gonna be much greater than this. We're gonna go for it. This is still a very ugly picture. So, anyways, pictures will generally hide safes and secrets. We'll say secrets. They'll be out of place, like this one is. Anyway, so the lockpicking mechanic is pretty interesting. So we're gonna get into this. Move your mouse to find a sweet spot for each pin. Press E to set its position. So what you do is, like it says, you move your mouse around, and you'll see this little circle basically fill up with what you see here, a little dot. Press E, you set it. Now, the great thing is, if you happen to oh, that's a real good sweet spot. Anyways, trying. There we go. Now, if you happen to hit E by accident, it will make a real loud noise, and the environment will be alerted to it. So, when you're in the actual area where guards are at, and the civilians and stuff like that, civilians I don't think really matter. But the guards, if they hear a noise like that, it's loud enough, and they'll come investigate. So, without further ado, we'll get this open, just like that. Hit E to open it up. And E to get the necklace.
What the? Well, they do call the rooftops the Thieves' Highway.
Alright.
I just hope that's not who I think it is.
As you saw just briefly pop up, there is objectives. So we're going to open up these objectives real quick. For this one, there is no objectives because it'll be right here. There's player progression. It basically shows you how you play. There's 3 ways you can play. There's Ghost, Opportunist, and Predator. Ghost is basically full stealth. You just go in there and try to bypass everything. Opportunist is someone who uses stealth but also uses aggression. Predator is basically you knock out every single guard or kill. Also shows you how much gold you collected. Predator, it's fun, yeah, knock out every single guard and kill them. That's not how Garret is. Garret is an opportunist. He prefers not to kill or engage any guards unless he's forced to. Via backed into a corner, or he has to get from point A to point B, but that's the only path he must take. So he has to place himself in an opportune moment to either A, get past them, or knock him out and drag them out of the way. Ghost, like I said, is full stealth. You go in there as quiet as a mouse, you get the loot that you can, you get the whatever objectives you can basically complete, and you can complete the level. So that's what that's about. Collectibles. Every chapter, every little area has its own unique loot. This area has 9. I'm not going to basically hunt down every single lootable item, just so if y'all ever decide to play this game, which I highly recommend, you can find it for yourselves, and I'm not going to ruin the experience for you. There are documents to be found for different lore, extra information. I have yet to find any of them, but that being said, I really haven't looked. There is a map. You can click into the map. You can drag around and see the extent of the map itself and your travel points. For what it's worth, the map is huge because it's not a linear map. It has different complexities. A complete straight level, mid-level to where you're on side of the buildings, and the top levels, which we're currently on. And you can hit yourself to realign yourself, and you can close the journal. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna open this up. And you see, I've collected rope arrow, which you can press 8 to activate. Or you can use your mouse wheel to scroll into it if you had multiple arrows. So what you do is, as you see, hold your left trigger to draw the bow and release it to fire the arrow. And then space to jump on it. And W to climb up. And you see, hold X to slide down. And space to jump off.
Aaron. Of course it is. Care to make a little more noise next time?
How else would you know it was me? Basso did tell you we were working together on this, right?
Well, I showed up, so what do you think?
I think you haven't changed a bit. Come on, it'll be just like old times.
Alright, so through this process, there are parkour mechanics which are just as smooth as it can be. They did a very good job on this. I kind of got a little silent there because I was just kind of enjoying the jumping around. But at any rate.
Glad you could make it.
Did you pick that route because it was fast or because you thought it'd be fun?
Can it be both?
Come on, let's get Basso his commission.
Okay, this, like I explained earlier, lighting is a main feature in this game. The light gem display is in the lower left, which is right here. The lower left corner of the screen indicates whether or not you are hidden in the shadows and dark areas. When the light gem is black, you're less likely to be spotted, which is this color. Now, as you see, the gem is completely lit up, so now we're completely visible to everything, which is this. The midstream is basically, I think there's something there, but I'm not sure, but I'm not going to investigate it yet because there's no reason to. And if you're in any of these right here and you make a noise, the guards will be alerted to that noise and not necessarily you, so you can potentially slink away from that situation without having to engage a guard. And if you're lucky enough, they may just ignore you, like, oh, I heard something. Oh well. So anyways, we're gonna press on. I'm gonna crouch.
Are you going to use any of those shadows, Lady Lamplight?
I was just scouting ahead. I know you always like to go first.
So another great things, you can peek, you can lean into it, depending on what angles. Use S to back out of it. Crouch.
You should get yourself one of these. See you on the other side.
Looks like I won't be going that way.
Let's finish unloading before summer's day is over.
Why not drink to a job well done first?
We can't just leave the cart out here.
It's festival time. Your average thief will be under a table in an alehouse.
And the watch will be liquored up too. I'm not haggling fines with a drunk god again.
Alright. Oh. Hit space. Alright, so, as you see, civilian...
Garrett, come on.
You hold your horses. I forgot I was going to talk about. Civilians have a...
Jealous of the claw? I made it myself.
I'm sure the Watch will be very impressed. They'll certainly hear us coming.
They'll have to catch me first.
Just be aware of your surroundings.
It's not about taking in the sights, Garrett. It's about taking in the loot.
So, like I said...
You do still steal, right?
I've been stealing since before you could crawl.
There's the Garrett.
I had it. Wow, I spaced out for a little bit. That was fun. Like I said, everyone has their own dialogue.
Look what I found. You and me out on the town? Why did we stop doing this again?
Do you really need to ask?
So everyone has their dialogue and their speech pattern, and like I said, I'm trying my best not to speak over it, and also try to hold a conversation, which is deemed extremely difficult. So we're gonna pick up a few bits of loot, and always kill the lighting if you can. So
It pays to keep a low profile in places where I'm not welcome. There's a lot of those places.
Every once in a while you'll have a funny comment from Garrett, which is always enjoyable. So, yep, like I said, there is, for at least difficulty. That was difficult to say. There is loot all over the place. In my first playthrough, I kind of messed up. The further you go in difficulty, the loot is scarce. The higher in, like the unique loot is always going to be there, of course. Speaking of F1. So, like I said, there will be objectives for levels. Remain silent and out of sight. It's your first one. There's progression, all that good stuff. So, anyway, so we're gonna go to this window.
Going to urinate in the street like a watchman. At least do it out of the light. Everybody can see you.
The ale has to go somewhere, dear. I'm just the middleman. Besides, you're the only one watching.
Every day I'm reminded what a catch you were.
Come on, let's go try those gabble wings.
That's probably one of my favorite little civilian interactions, because we just happened to be there, and yeah, we were watching. We're that type of guy. So, anyways, we're gonna get this window open, and tap the heck out of the E button. Alrighty, we're gonna kind of sleuth around. I think Aaron's already looted most of the easy loot. Only guessing. So we're gonna look through these real quick. Get enough. Alright, so here's a great thing. Animals. There's a unique bar above them. It's a white bar, and as it fills up to red, which let's force it to get up, and movement will basically notify the bird, and then if the bird's bar fills up all the way red, it will like lose its absolute mind, and the guards, whoever, will investigate. And as you walk away, then it will calm itself down. But anyway, cutscene.
So how much did you steal?
It's not how much you steal. It's what you steal.
And how you steal it. Looks like this primal stone thing that Basso wants is in the ceremony room at Northcrest Manor.
It's the Baron's mansion. Won't be easy.
Worried?
Yes, and so should you.
We'll be fine. I'll pick up your slack.
This job's getting more complicated by the second.
So, as this loads up, I'm not 100% how long to keep these episodes. I'll probably try to get somewhere around 30 minutes to 45 minutes to more or less trying to find a good spot to end it.
That's a lot of guards.
They're definitely not here for the summer festival dance. A lot of guards means a lot of steel. Thieves and swords do not get on well.
I've never had a problem with swords. But then again, I'm not just a thief.
Ultimately, depending how long these episodes are going to be, it depends on how...
We can't let the Baron's guests see this thing giving out. And we can't frigging see without it.
Ah, they go off and on all the time.
So you can't fix it?
Do I look like an engineer to you? None of the staff can keep up with all his lordship's experiments.
Not going to be much of a brighter future if the lights don't work.
So, depending on how long the chapter's going to run, as you just saw, hitting space will kind of shadow dash you across the light into the next little shadowy area. You can technically do that anywhere, which is great and useful. It's one of the newer things.
Bronson, over here.
Huh?
Help the new boy, will you? He's been trying to light a fire basket for 10 minutes.
What am I, his father?
Go on, before he sets fire to himself.
So, yeah. Here's a great thing. Some surfaces, such as water, make movement easier to detect. You can hold control to move slowly and reduce the sound it produces. So we're going to hit control and just not... there are environmental noisemakers, we'll call them. Water is one of them. Glass is another. As I previously showed earlier, you can kick bottles and make noise that way. So, anyways, launch a water arrow into the flames to extinguish them. So here's another thing. If you want to be completely ghost, water arrows are going to be your best friend. So you can get past certain areas. That's why I like this game. It's intuitive. You have to be on your toes, because if you make a wrong move, you're going to pay for it, especially in higher difficulties.
You couldn't set a cloth aflame if it was doused in oil, son. I'll show you how it's done. If you pack it together too close, then the air won't feed the flames.
I should know better. My family used to be charcoal burners.
Oh, yeah? That's work you don't see much since the factories came. Huh? Oh, come on. What?
I need to take him down quickly, quietly, and alive.
Alright, so this is one of the Garrett's big things. He does not like killing, but he will knock anybody out that's in his way. Aaron, on the other hand, will kill without thought, which makes her more of an assassin.
What the hell just happened? Why'd you kill this guard? He was barely older than you.
He was a guard, Garrett. Wrong place, wrong time.
You haven't changed, have you?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I don't kill without thought or good reason, and I don't get paid for it.
So basically it's okay when you do it, but not me. I see. I get it. But you know that guard? He's not gonna wake up later and follow our trail to cause trouble.
When any guards wake up, I'm usually long gone.
Alright, so we can kind of get along with this mechanic. So what you can do is, after you knock out a guard, hold down E, and you'll also automatically loot whatever loot he has that's on the guard, and you can toss the party into a dark spot. Do the same to this guard. And the reason you would do this is because if a random guard is walking the path and these guys are visible in the light, they will notice it right off the bat, and they'll start investigating almost immediately. They'll go full alert. Yeah, we'll go. I'll just say it that way. They'll go full alert and start.
If you're so eager to leave,
area.
maybe I should go first.
Start investigating the immediate area, and if you happen to be in there, they will find you, and you'll have to fight a guard, which are not difficult, but also a pain in the butt, especially if you have more than one.
You're holding me back.
Relying on that claw's holding you back.
So, as you can tell, Aaron is basically a young person who is just aggressive and very impatient. So here's another cool mechanic. If you can find throwables all over the place, bottles mostly. Every once in a while I think you can find a rock, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so hold and release to toss the bottle. They're far enough and the guards will be distracted.
Hey, what's going
and
on? Who's making noise?
Can get to the next area. This is part of the ghost aspect.
I
as you
suggest you stay hidden. If you know what's good for you.
And you notice there's a little eye icon with
Nothing.
3 dots.
Clear bells.
So there are 3 different levels. Alerted. Stage 1 alerted. He'll kind of investigate the area, not too thoroughly. He'll just kind of be like, oh, okay, that was where the noise was. I'm kind of looking. Alert 2 is he will investigate further because he thinks he saw something, and 3 is completely alerted. He's basically they're after you, so you have to find somewhere to hide and get the alert level down. Like I said, I'm not going to go for every single loot.
Ring the frigging bells.
They're-
If you keep pacing up and down, you'll wear through those new boots.
It's my girl, sir. She's presenting me to her father. He doesn't know I joined the watch.
And? City Watch means honor and respect.
The thing is, sir, he believes that rat sack rumor about us being on the take.
Oh, does he? Then you pull his frigging nose out of his arse. Right?
Sir.
Okay, as you just saw when I was on this corner, I happened to get lit up. Generally that would be an issue, but they're not on the same level as me, so they won't notice me unless I make a noise to grab their attention to look up. Well, like I was saying, I'm not going for every single loot. It gives you the satisfaction that you figured out how to get the loot, and to kind of explore the game yourself. There's like a chest over there, and there's that, and there's some other stuff around and about. So, anyways, like I said, there's some situations where there's some cinematics and dialogue from these random interactions that are priceless. Just priceless. So anyways, so we're gonna continue on, go and try to meet up with Aaron, and see what happens next. Oh, there she is. Oh, she knocked that guard out.
You're worried I might beat you to this thing? I'd share, probably.
I'm worried you're gonna get us both killed.
I can handle myself, okay? I can move faster, I can climb faster, I can...
You could kill faster and make mistakes faster, I get it. You're not in control.
Well, that's why I'm better. Deal with it. Let's just get the job done.
Yoinks.
I think we'll do it without this.
Alright.
I'm guessing that's what we're after. The Primal Stone.
Robes. Robes are always a bad sign.
Brothers Cornelius, Aldous, present the keys.
That's Baron Northcrest.
Brothers of the Awakened, we are gathered here to usher this city into a new age. One of progress and industrial enlightenment. Let us begin the channeling of the Primal. Sembla Stragakan. Schema Makana.
Come on, let's go down there. This will be fun.
No. We're done here. Job's over.
What? Are you joking?
Something's not right. It's too dangerous. And you're not ready yet.
You know, I'm not a kid anymore. I can do this. I'm going down there with or without you.
Not without this, you're not.
Use me the claw!
Alright, as this loads, as you see, there's a cultist and all that good stuff about a stone. And it released some unnatural power from Aaron's actions and Garrett's actions. Let's see what this loading brings us. Okay, I'll talk after this, and we'll probably end it shortly after this.
Hey! Looks like he's waking up. Come on. Stop slacking. We gotta get him in the city before they call the lockdown.
Pace yourself, boy. We just need to get him to the clock tower, safe and sound, and then we'll be rosy.
Where's this cart going?
Baker's and Stone Market.
Was I talking to you? Hey! Get moving! Fucking beggars.
Makes you miss the old watch.
The voices! Stop the nightmares!
The gloom's getting worse.
Everywhere except Oldale. Someone should do something.
Nobody gives a shit about us, boy. You'll learn that soon enough.
All he cares about is progress! You want to see more of these bloody pipes everywhere?
You are the boss! That's enough!
Do you? That's not food for our bellies! That's not medicine for the sick! You don't think you're safe because you got a job shoveling shit for the rich! The Baron has a noose for every one of us! But change is coming! Orion is going to bring change! The Baron will burn! See? See? They're scared of the truth!
Keep your head down!
You there! Who are you speaking with?
Alrighty.
Something's not right. I'll make it to the clock tower, clear my head.
Alright, so that pretty much...
Don't let him get away! I'm right behind you, scum!
So, that ends the prologue. Basically, you saw the main plot of the... Well, not really the main plot of the story. The ultimate part of the story. Through Aaron's aggression and impatience, that's a word, she basically screwed up, fell down into the area, and got consumed by whatever that thing was. Garret got affected by it as well, if you didn't notice in the cinematic. So basically the gloom is basically an off twist, I'm assuming, from the Black Plague in the England, which is really cool. So, without further ado, I think I'm going to stop it here. We're going to make it to our way to the clock tower. This is chapter 1. I believe it's a clock tower. So yeah. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. Comment. Please always comment. Either with something positive or something, some criticism, constructive criticism. That's always good. So, thanks for watching. This is Shadow Tank 09, and see you in the next episode.